Fellow convicts of the penal colony. This video is the guide for the Gothic 1 Remake Mesh Toolkit, or at least its version 1.0. The project itself is very early in development and requires patience in terms of user experience, but it gets the job done for now. At this point in time, the whole thing is a process, believe me. So buckle up and let's replace some meshes. Extract the zip file you downloaded from Nexus Mods in a location of your choice. After that, hop inside where you will find Export folder, where exported Gothic assets will go in the correct folder structure, G1R folder, which is the sample UE project, G1R Mesh Toolkit folder, where the toolkit itself resides, Mods folder, where you will find your packages or your ready-to-use mods patched cooked folder, the place for UE 5.4 cooked and then converted in Gothic format assets. We will go over each one a bit later in the video. From your G1R Mesh Toolkit folder, start the console application. First-time users will be prompted to punch in the physical paths to their Gothic 1 Remake PA case folder and the path to their Unreal Pack PAXE. After that, you are all set. These are the options the tool provides right now. Let's start with number 8. Yeah, I know it's backwards. Deal with it. The 8 option of the menu, Build a Database, will create a database of all the weapon assets and save it in assets.json in your toolkits folder. This file is very useful to you, so remember it. Back to the main menu of the toolkit, option 1 is the Inspect Single Asset function. Option 2 is more of a novelty for now, but will save JSON in the next update instead of printing everything in the console. So we punch 1 and hit enter. You will be asked for asset path, but be careful, this is not a physical path. This is a virtual path, and you can find it in that helpful assets.json file we created earlier. Let's open it or edit with Notepad. In here, we search for Whistler. And here it is, the virtual path to the asset we wish to export. Let's copy the virtual path. Back to the toolkit, we paste it and hit enter. This prints a lot of useful information about the asset, some of which is crucial to a successful mesh replacement, sockets for example. By now, you are probably asking yourself, why Whistler's sword? The answer is simple, my fellow convict. This convict tried replacing the model of the war sword with that of Whistler's sword using the mesh toolkit and got stuck. Understandable, given the lack of proper guide for the tool, so this is actually super simple and doesn't even need Blender knowledge. Anyway, we need to find what item name the war sword has, and we can do it by cheating. I have cheated several swords until I found that the war sword is actually itemu1h sword 05 in the game's code. Next, we search for it in assets.json and we find the uasset file for the war sword. Okay, we now have enough information for the replacement. Let's get down to business. In the toolkit punch option 3, the single asset extraction. Again, you will be prompted to enter the virtual path for the asset you wish exported, in our case Whistler's sword. Get it from assets.json. Paste it and hit enter. If you did things correctly, you will get total 1, exported 1, failed 0, and the path to your exported mesh. Let's hop in Blender and check it out. In here we go to File, Import, Wavefront.obj, then navigate to your extracted mesh, select it. But before we click Import, we need to set the parameter forward axis to Y and up axis to Z. Now we click Import. The next steps are super simple in Blender. We select the sword. In the Viewport Overlay menu, check Face Orientation. You see that the sword turned red. We need to fix this by selecting the model, then pressing the Tab key on your keyboard to go to Edit mode. In this mode, press the A key to select everything and open the mesh menu, select Normal, and then recalculate outside. This should make the model blue, which concludes our work with Blender if we just want a simple replacement. Press the Tab key to exit Edit mode, then go to Object, then select Apply, and finally all transforms. Now, before we continue with exporting the model, let's hop in the sample UE 5.4 project. Here, navigate to the one-handed folder and duplicate SM-idem1 Heart Sword 02 asset and name it SM-idem1 Heart Sword 05 as that is the asset corresponding to the war sword. Now we go back to Blender to export our FBX. We go to File, Export FBX, navigate to the one-handed folder of the UE sample project, copy the parameters from the screen, name the model SM-idem1H Sword 05 and hit Export. Now go to UE5 and there should be a prompt to import an asset in the right. Click Import. On the next dialog, don't click Fix to FBX, we will correct this ourselves. If your mesh did not update, right-click the asset and then select Re-import with new file. Finally point it to the Sword 05 FBX we exported from Blender. That should fix it. double-click the asset. On the right, you should see the material slots. Delete the first one, then go back to the content browser and into the materials folder. There, duplicate the MIET MW1H Sword 02 and replace the 02 with Whistler. Back in the Sword 05 details panel, swap the current material with the one we just created. One thing before we convert and pack is to fix the sockets. You can grab the socket info with the inspector from the toolkit. I will eyeball the bottom and blood sockets for the sake of time. After we are done with the sockets, we save and go back to the main UE5 window. Here we click on Platforms, then Windows, and then Cook Content, confirm, and we wait for the process to finish. When the cooking is done, go back to the toolkit and punch in 5 single asset conversion. You will be asked for the virtual path of 100 Sword 05 from assets.json, paste it, press enter, and you should have total 1, converted 1, and failed 0. Also, these are the paths for the assets we are going to be packaging in the next set. Finally, we are at the packaging stage. In the toolkit, punch in 7. Package your assets into a POC file. You are prompted with the default modpack list file. Let's open it in Notepad. This is the place where you specify which files you wish to be included in the package. I have placed the example paths in the video description. You need to adjust only the first part of each line. Go back to the toolkit and press enter. You will be prompted with the default name of your mod. Press enter. This is the result and the paths to the files we are interested in. We are done with the toolkit. Let's hop into the mods folder. These are the files you're looking for. Add .utoc to this file and copy all 3 of them. After that, paste them in your Gothic PAK folder. That's it. We are ready to test in-game.